Finally, Lee Haskins is going to get his chance to fight for a world title. After years of being the nearly man, the Lockleys boxer will take on Japan's Rosayuki Iwasa at Whitchurch for the IBF interim bantamweight world title. As title chances passed him by and opponents who he'd beaten got the opportunity instead, Lee must have wondered if it was ever going to happen.
Yeah, it's true. It's come to a point where, we thought it might not never happen, but it's here, and it's in Bristol. What an event that's going to be in front of the Bristol fans. In Whitchurch, it's going to be an atmosphere. It's going to be an amazing day.
But when you first heard that it was finally happening, I assume you started looking up flights to Japan, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Chris said, it's going to be in. It's pretty sure that it's going to be in Japan. I was a bit disheartened about that because I would rather hit me over here. And I spoke to Chris about it, and I said to him, I said, I'm willing to lose money to get the fight over here. I'm willing to, have my purse dropped a little bit so we can get the fight in Bristol. And he phoned up, made some calls, and we're here. It's happened.
Pinching yourself, yeah?
I did have to pinch myself at first. When he told me about I had the world title shot, I was thinking, it's all talk at the moment. It's not going to happen. But when I signed a contract, I was like, wow, it's finally here. Let's do it. And live on the TV over here as well. So it couldn't really be that much better, could it? This is something I've dreamt of. This is going to be the pinnacle of my career. This is what my whole career has come down to. With this, and I never ever did think I would get this shot. I didn't think I'd even get the shot, let alone in Bristol. So for me, it's massive. For Chris and Jamie Saniger, there have been hours of negotiations behind the scenes to make this fight happen in Bristol. Haskins' willingness to accept a reduced purse clearly helped clinch the deal for what will be possibly the biggest fight in the city ever.
It's massive. It's a massive achievement for us here at the gym with Lee to bring this fight to Bristol. It's just been beyond our wildest dreams, to be honest.
So June the 13th, presumably you're expecting to sell out Whitchurch, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the promise I made to Mick Hennessy, that we would deliver and sell this place out. It's the first ever world title really in Bristol. Everybody's followed the journey with Haskins over the last 10 years, and this is the time for him now to deliver on the big stage.
But it could have been in Japan, couldn't it?
Yeah, it looked that way. Iwasa had never boxed out of Japan. Boxing in Japan is major business now. The promoter, Honda, is a massive player in the world of boxing. So we did think it was going to head to Japan, and we had that in our mindset. Lee was okay with that. We knew it was a world title, so we just had to go wherever. But as negotiations went on, we just felt we had an opportunity, and partnering up with Mick Hennessy again with Channel 5. We've done some shows in the past with Tyson Fury, James DeGale down here in the West Country, so it was nice to tie up again and bring it to Bristol. So
that sort of homework with DeGale and Tyson Fury has paid off a little bit, has it?
Yeah, it's just those working relationships you have over the years, and when we brought Tyson to the West Country, I remember taking Mick down to the Hand Arena in the middle of Clevedon, a field in the middle of nowhere, and promising him that we would sell out. With Eubank Jr. was on as well, and Lee won the European title that night, and yeah, we had the place banged out, sold out. So I think he's aware West Country fans, they come out for the big nights. They don't happen too often down this neck of the woods, and for us to have a genuine top draw world title fight with a Bristolian in it, I'm hoping that the fans will flock to see it.
And nice that actually it is Whitchurch, which had been written off by a lot of people, but it is the sort of semi-traditional boxing venue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, all over the years we've had some great names at Whitchurch, from our Bristol boys with Glenn Catley, Ross Hale, all the boys through Dorrington. They all boxed at Whitchurch. We had some great nights, and we had some big names there as well. Ricky Hatton, Joe Kawasaki, just to name a few off the top of my head. They boxed at Whitchurch, and it was a popular mainstream venue on Sky Sports back in those days. So it's great to be back there, and really it was the only option indoor to get that capacity that we needed. Obviously we still got the issue with the arena that we're waiting to be built, and again this is just a glimpse in what could happen down the line when we've got a purpose-built arena. We can get big fights down into the West Country.
Now, there were times when you didn't take things too seriously. In fact, when you came into the studio last, you admitted that there were fights which you didn't train properly for. Now, please tell me this is not going to be one of those.
No, definitely not. You know, I was young back then. You know, I've messed up. You know, obviously, I've gone on the wrong road sometimes, but you know, I've always found my way back, and I'm here for good now. You know, for Bristol, I want to make sure this is a night to remember. I want to make sure I leave everything in the gym, everything in the ring. You know, come fight night, I want to be at my best, and I want to really bring another world champion back to Bristol. You know, can you imagine how that would be for Bristol? It's great for everything, you know.
He's like superhuman. Even when he's out of shape, he's in more shape than most. So even at his worst, he's still in the elite level when it comes to fitness. I mean, he's just a specimen. So at this early stage, obviously each camp we've been building and building. He's getting fitter, stronger, faster, and it's just a case of adding to what we've previously been doing, and he's looking good this early stage.
As I said, I had a joke with him about the fact that he admits he didn't used to train too much. How much better could he have been in his early days if he had, do you think?
Well, that was before I was on board. He could have been so much better. It's one of them things, it's like, it's a complete package. It's family support, everything in and around, the people you mix with, the things you go up to, and if he'd have been focused from day one, he'd have probably been world champion 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. It's just one of them things, but he's got his chance now, and hopefully he can take the opportunity and reign for a very long time.
I was just looking up on the, you know, here in the new gym, there is a poster of Glenn Catley when he won the world title.
Yeah,
you want those posters for future boxers to be able to look up.
Yeah, of course. You know, I want kids to come up, you know, and you know, I want to be a role model to them. You know, I want them to look up at me and look like there's, you know, I'm a way out. You know, if they want to get into the boxing, that's a way out for them, you know. And you know, if I could do that for just one kid, you know, it'd be amazing.
What do you know about this Japanese?
I know that he's getting knocked out. That's the main thing. I don't know. You know, I haven't watched too much of him. He's only lost once. He's got a wicked career. He's had a good career. Sorry, he's only lost one fight. Yeah, so you know, I'm not really worried too much. I haven't really looked too much into him. I let Chris do all that and everybody else. I just want to get in there and put a great performance on for everybody at the show, you know, and win the fight and become world champion. Yeah,
he's younger than you, isn't he? But yeah. A lot of people are these days, Lee.
That's it, you know. I'm still beating them. I'm still beating them. You know, and that's the main thing I'm trying to show them. You know, let these young ones know that they still can't beat me. So.
And people have always said you're an awkward person to box. So he's going to have the same problems everybody else has, isn't he?
Yeah, there's not one opponent that I've come across, you know, that ain't found me awkward. Even the ones that's beat me. You know, and they've only beat me because of my fitness, you know, and in the first rounds of them fights, you know, if you look in their eyes, they actually think they're going to lose this because they can't put their hands on me. So, you know, my job is just to be awkward, win the fight, you know, and win it with style.
And you won't want to look too far ahead, but after that, you want to go on to even bigger things, presumably?
Yeah, I never look too far ahead anymore, you know, I just have one day at a time, you know, one fight at a time, and, you know, this is a big fight, you know, this kid ain't no walkover for me. It's not like I'm guaranteed to win, because I'm not, you know. This is a 50-50 fight, you know, and it's going to be a very tough fight, but hopefully a great night for me.